It's finally here. Friday, January 30th, Deposit Day. Across the country this morning, millions of seniors, retirees, disabled workers, and veterans are waking up to see new SSA payments moving through the system. For many people, that first instinct today is to reach for the phone, open the banking app, or head to the mailbox hoping to see that familiar deposit finally sitting there. If you receive Social Security retirement, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, this is the update you've been waiting for, because today marks one of the most important payment releases of the month. Direct deposits and mailed checks are being issued as part of this week's official federal payment schedule, and many payments are already posting to accounts as we speak. Some of you may have seen your funds overnight, others early this morning, and for a few, it may still be processing through your bank's internal system. Before you start worrying or refreshing your account for the 10th time, let me walk you through exactly who is being paid today, why this payment matters so much, and what changes could affect your next deposit. Over the past 24 hours, I've gone through official reports from the Social Security Administration, the U.S. Treasury, and the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, which is the agency that actually sends these payments out. Everything you're hearing in this update is based on verified government data. No rumors, no speculation, no guesswork. This includes the January 30th Friday payment calendar from SSA, Treasury's direct deposit processing schedule, and confirmation from the federal systems that handle benefit distribution nationwide. The goal here is simple and always has been: to help seniors, veterans, and people living on fixed incomes understand benefit changes clearly, calmly, and in plain English. I know how important a day like today is. When you're living on a fixed income, every single deposit matters, not just for paying bills, but for peace of mind. Groceries cost more than they did a year ago. Prescription copays keep creeping up. Rent, utilities, and insurance take a bigger bite out of every check. For many people, it's not just about the dollars, it's about knowing the money is finally there and that the system worked the way it was supposed to. If you've been checking your bank account since early this morning or wondering why your deposit hasn't cleared yet, you are not alone. Thousands of retirees, widows, disabled workers, and veterans across the country are doing the exact same thing today. So take a breath. We're going to go through this step by step so you know exactly where you stand. Here's the main update for today. The Social Security Administration is releasing payments this week as part of the national schedule for what's known as the second payment group. That means beneficiaries whose birthdays fall between the 11th and the 20th of the month. If that's you, your Social Security retirement, SSDI, or survivor benefit is scheduled for today, Friday, January 30th. This is your official payment date. If you receive supplemental security income or VA compensation, your payment schedule follows a slightly different cycle. However, some people who receive benefits from more than one program are seeing deposits hit early or close together because of Treasury processing adjustments made this month. In simple terms, if you fall into the middle birthday group for Social Security, today is your day. So who is actually seeing money hit their accounts today? Retired workers and spouses born between the 11th and 20th of the month. Disabled workers receiving SSDI with those same birth dates. Survivors, widows, and widowers whose benefits are tied to those earnings records. And a limited number of SSI recipients who receive combined or linked payments, especially those with representative payees. We're already seeing confirmations roll in. Dorothy, a 72-year-old retiree in Indiana, shared that her deposit usually arrives around 8:30 a.m. Eastern on payment days. This morning, she confirmed it showed up right on time. Robert, a 68-year-old veteran in Texas, reported that both his VA and Social Security deposits arrived within the same 24-hour window thanks to a Treasury system sync. These real-world confirmations matter because they show the system is functioning as scheduled today. Now let's talk real numbers, because that's what really affects your household. As of January 30th, the average monthly Social Security retirement benefit is about $1,904, according to official SSA data. That's before any deductions like Medicare Part B, which currently averages around $179 per month. For those receiving SSDI, the average monthly payment is about $1,437. For supplemental security income, the average payment is roughly $698 for an individual and about $1,057 for a couple. Here's a quick real-life example. If your retirement benefit was $1,800 and you received the 3.2% cost of living adjustment earlier this year, that added roughly $57 per month to your check. But if your Medicare Part B premium increased by $15, your net gain ends up closer to $40. That may not sound huge, but for many people, that's groceries for the week or a prescription refill. You may notice small timing differences depending on your bank. Direct Express card deposits sometimes post a few hours after Treasury releases the funds. Many large banks and credit unions post overnight or early morning. If you're unsure, the fastest way to confirm your payment status is by logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Paper statements are no longer mailed to most beneficiaries, so the online portal is the most reliable way to verify deposits and payment history. If you're concerned about how much is being deducted from your check, there are official tools that can help. Form SSA 44 can be used to appeal higher Medicare premiums after a life-changing event. Form W4V allows you to choose voluntary federal tax withholding so you don't face a surprise tax bill later. These are legitimate government forms, not third-party services. Here's some encouraging news. The Treasury's newer automated reconciliation system, rolled out earlier this year, has significantly reduced late or missing payments. According to SSA data, more than 99% of January 30th payments are processing successfully within the standard 24-hour release window. That kind of reliability brings real peace of mind to millions of households. Looking ahead, early inflation data suggests the 2026 COLA could be around 2.2% if trends continue. If that estimate holds, the average retiree could see roughly $40 more per month next year, or about $500 over the year. It's not a dramatic increase, but it's steady progress, and it does matter. At the same time, it's important to be honest. Even with payments arriving on time, many of you are still feeling the squeeze. Inflation may have slowed, but prices are still high. Food, utilities, home insurance, and prescription drugs continue to strain budgets. Medicare Part D and supplemental plan premiums are also rising for many people. If your check doesn't stretch as far as it used to, you're not imagining it. Social Security is designed to maintain purchasing power, not increase it. And that gap is something many households are feeling right now. The good news is that Social Security remains one of the most reliable income systems in the federal government. And with careful planning and awareness of programs like Extra Help and Medicare savings programs such as QMB, SLMB, and QI, you may be able to offset some of those rising costs. There are a few important things you can do today. Log into your My Social Security account and confirm your payment and benefit details. Make sure your direct deposit information is up to date if you've changed banks or moved. Review your Medicare coverage and see if you qualify for help with Part B premiums or prescription drug costs. If you want more control over taxes, consider submitting a W4V. And don't forget about free counseling through your local SHIP office or area agency on aging. They can help you compare Medicare plans and identify savings options you may not know about. Also, take a moment to check state-level programs like low-income energy assistance or property tax relief. These programs are often overlooked, but can make a meaningful difference in stretching your monthly income. Looking ahead, beneficiaries with birthdays between the 21st and 31st will receive their payments next week. SSA will release official COLA notices later this year confirming 2026 benefit rates. Lawmakers are also reviewing proposals that could affect earnings limits and SSI resource caps in the coming months. As always, we'll cover those updates clearly as soon as they're official. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. These benefits are not a handout. You earned them through years of work, service, and contribution. Every deposit reflects that commitment. Even in challenging times, you are not forgotten. There are resources, programs, and people ready to help, and this community is part of that support. If this update helped you understand what's happening with your benefits today, give it a thumbs up so more seniors and veterans can find it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next payment update or COLA announcement. And let me know in the comments, did your payment arrive today, or are you still waiting? Sharing your experience helps others feel less alone. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll be back soon with more verified updates to keep you informed and prepared.